What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got a bunch of news we need to be having a little bit of a chat about. So let's go and have a little bit of a chat about it. There's a few stories coming out of Japan that we need to have a little bit of a look at. So let's have a chat about some reprints that have been confirmed for Starter Deck 14. Now, yesterday I told you about the new cards in Starter Deck 14. We were running short of time in that video, but it has actually been confirmed that there are some reprints coming. There are exactly 4 cards that are being reprinted, and unfortunately, we've not seen all of them. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, but we have seen a couple of them. So, we have got confirmation, and these are all coming as 4-ofs, I should say. So we have had confirmation, we've seen it in a magazine, that we have actually got a reprint of the BT2 Impmon. Don't know whether this is alternate art or not yet, we'll find out later on. But it probably is alternate art, these reprints tend to be. So this is a one whereby on deletion you get to trash the top 2 cards of your deck. And do go back and check out yesterday's video, or a couple of days ago, where I did show you these new cards from Starter Deck 14. You'll see that actually milling yourself, trashing cards from your own deck, is a thing that you want to be doing quite a lot. Playset of that coming. We've also got a reprint, an entire playset of reprints, I should say, of promo card 77. What's promo card 77? Well, that is a Wizardmon, and that's the one when this card is trashed from your deck, gain a memory, good when you're milling yourself anyway, and an inheritable skill. When attacking, you may reveal a purple card in your hand and place it on top of your deck. Remember, some purple cards have skills that activate when they're trashed from the deck. So, if you're milling anyway, putting cards on top of your deck, that's a good thing. We've then got a reprint of one of the cards from BT8, Skull Satamon, to be precise. That is the one whereby when Digivolving, trash the top 2 cards of your deck and return a card with Demon Lord in its traits from your trash to your hand. Obviously good in this kind of deck where you're trashing and playing with Buildsmon and all of that. And an inheritable skill once per turn when a card is trashed from your deck, which again is something we're doing all the time here, you get to gain a memory. So we've got lots of memory gain going on, and life is pretty gosh darned good. And then we got one more reprint coming from EX2, and what we've actually got here is an option card, Deathslinger. Yay! This is a 4-cost option card. When it's trashed from your deck, gain a memory. Again, we're trashing here. And delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. But for every 10 cards in your trash, add 1 to the maximum level of a Digimon you can choose. So if you've got 20 cards in your trash, you can actually delete a level 6 or lower Digimon, which is pretty cool. They're all useful cards that we're going to want. They're going to fit into this deck. It's why they're in the deck. But then we've also got this image showing a reprint of the Impmon from EX2 and the Beelzemon from BT2, as well as the Guilmon from Starter Deck 7 and the Vmon from Starter Deck 8. Now remember what we were told when this deck was initially revealed. We were told that there were going to be extra cards that were included not as part of the deck, but as reprints that you could choose to put into your deck to flex it out, so to speak, and that some of them would be colours other than purple. See where we're going with this, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see where we're going with this? This is that. Honestly, this is that. We were told there were going to be some cards that were reprints that you could put in your deck that were just kind of included here, etc., etc. And that is exactly what we've now got here. And I know this has confused a few people, but remember, we were told this product comes with 9 kinds of 10 special code recoding cards, including cards that can further strengthen the advanced deck, and cards of various colours other than purple. So what we've got here are a few cards that you can either put in your deck or just have for fun. I mean, certainly the Beelzemon that lets you Digivolve straight from an Impmon into it if you've got 10 or more cards in your trash is awesome. And on Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. We've got the Impmon that when it's trashed from your deck, you can trash 3 cards on the top of your deck. Again, this is a card where your deck where we're trying to mill. And on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a Digimon with Beelzemon in its name and an Iron Mako to your hand. And on your turn, while this Digimon has Buildamon in its name as an inheritable skill, gain 3,000 power. So clearly these can be fitting into the, its whole starter deck 14. These look like they're going to fit in there quite nicely. We've then got a reprint of the starter deck Vmon and the starter deck Gilmon. They're not quite as, relevant to this particular deck, but they're still cool cards, and it's nice to have the reprints. So yeah, we got some cards that we know are coming that we don't know what they look like, and some cards that we do know what they look like, but are not actually on the starter deck list. But like I've said, we have been told explicitly that there are going to be reprints of cards coming, so that is essentially what these are. These are the reprints of those cards. Cool? Cool. Now, something else that we have gone and been shown over in Japan in the past couple of days is the new Tamer Battle Pack. And I think I get a little bit more excited about the new Tamer Battle Pack than other people do. But it is out, ladies and gentlemen. Or it's not out, but it is coming. It has been shown off. And that makes me pretty gosh darn happy. And what we've got here are, once again, 4 reprints, any of which can be gotten kind of nicely. Essentially, right, when you go to the event, you get 1 Tamer Battle Pack, which is a 1-card pack, which is rather lovely. And then you also get yourself, if you win the event, then you go and get yourself the Winners promo, which is really rather lovely. So we should probably start off with the Winners promo. That's the one that you got 2 different versions of. The one which I much prefer, and the one with a terrible background, and I'm still not entirely sure why they do the reprint with the terrible background, but it's at least, I suppose, hollow and shiny and all of that. Also, gutted Hououmon and Hououmon here, because, yeah, they are not having a good time of it. So what we've got here is the Vmon that came around in BT3, and this is the one whereby it's got jamming. It is a level 3 with jamming. And we've all seen blue decks play this, right? We've all seen this be a good thing. We've all seen decks with this. This is really cool. I like this. This is a good card. It's one that's seen a bunch of play. And I like this, especially when it's a Winners promo. And look, I've made no secret of the fact that I'm not a fan of this particular way they do the Winners promo. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that it's the same card, but they take out the lovely background and replace it with generic foil. I don't think it's as good, honestly, but I think the choice of Vmon here as your, the Winners promo, the one that's got jamming, I think is extremely cool. Good card, sees play, love it. We've then got the Tapiamon, the one that came around in BT2, and that is the one that on deletion, draw a card. Also, right, I've got to stop just for a second. Holy moly, this artwork is good. Like, I like the original artwork of Tapiamon, it's a cool card, but goodness gracious me, this card. This card is absolutely flat out ridiculous. I don't know why, but it doesn't look at one of those ones that's, jumping off the page as a particularly amazing card that everybody's going to love, but there's something about the artwork of this card that just makes me extremely happy. It is one of the most calming pieces of Digimon artwork I've ever seen, and I absolutely love it. Now, we've also got the Greymon that came around in BT8, which is really rather lovely. This is the one that's got an inheritable skill, whereby on your opponent's turn, if you've got a red Digimon in play, you get blocker. Clearly useful in dual-colored decks, clearly not useful in non-dual-colored decks, because if you don't have a red Digimon in play, it's a vanilla Digimon with bad stats. No one cares about that. But if you're playing a hybrid red-black deck, this seems pretty gosh darned cool. And then we've got ourselves the Patamon that came around in EX1, and it's not on the same level, but this is still kind of slightly adorable artwork. And again, I think I've been on record as saying many times I'm not a fan of the artwork in EX1 because I've got no nostalgia for the old cards. And the way card artwork has evolved over the past 15, 20 years, however long it's been, they're better nowadays. And without the nostalgia, I'm just not a fan. The new artwork, way better. But this is the one that on play reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add a card with Angel, Archangel, or 3 Great Angels in it straight to your hand. And we've seen that cards like this see a bunch of play, reveal the top 3 or 4 cards of your deck, find a card you're going to use, blah, blah, blah. We've seen that they see play. This is very cool. But then we need to have a little bit of a finish off, taking a re-look, if you will, at the BT2 Old Force Digimon. Because one of the things we learned about BT11 is that there are going to be 3 cards that are being reprinted with a new parallel design. And we knew what they were. Like, we could literally see in the artwork they showed us on the website that it's the secret rare print of Machinedramon from EX1, that it is the Mastermon from the starter deck, and that it is the Old Force Digimon from BT2. Like, none of this is particularly new, alright? We knew this was coming. We could literally see them. They weren't very well hidden. But here's a really cool thing. Because if we look at this Old Force Digimon, this lovely gold version, you'll notice that artwork-wise, it's the same basic art. And they've basically taken out the background and made it all gold and funny. Now, it's basically what they've done with the winners promos in Tamer battles, which I've not been a fan of in the past. These at least look a bit more premium and are kind of cool. But again, I'm not a huge fan of these in the same way I'm not a huge fan of the winners promos. And some of those winners promos have actually been pretty cheap to pick up over in Japan. I've just had no real interest in actually doing so. But they are out there. So this is what the Old Force Digimon looks like compared to the other one. So you can probably guess what the Mastermon and the Machinedramon are going to look like as well. But we've known for a while that they are going to be coming. It's now nice to have confirmation of exactly what they look like. And would you believe it, ladies and gentlemen, between recording and posting this video, turns out that the official Twitter account went and tweeted out the Chaosdramon in all of its gold and lovely glory, which you can see is actually not quite exactly the same as the secret rare from EX1, but it is the same card in largely the same pose, although it is at a slightly different angle. This one actually does look amazing. I like this way more than I like the Old Force Digimon, so fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed. But yeah, no way I could upload the video without giving you that little update now, could I? Right, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the news coming out of Japan right now, as you need to know it. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these. Tell me what you think about Starter Deck 14 and how excited you are. Tell me if you like this new Old Force Digimon or not. And tell me what you think about these new Tamer Battle Pack promos. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.